What's up, everybody? It is draft day. Like, oh my god, we are finally here. The future of the NFL is finally here, guys. It's your boy Darwin's Raven, aka D-Rave, aka Levi. Call me whatever the hell you want to call me. And today we are going to be doing our final, of course, PFF live mock draft before the NFL draft tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're new to the channel, definitely make sure you come back, check us out later tonight. We got our 4 shots of espresso, and we're going to be ready to go here in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give give the stream just a minute to stabilize, build up a little bit. Looks like we're using them. Got a little bit high PC usage right now. A little higher than I'd like to see it. But it's kind of funny too, guys. I got added to some random 2023 NFL draft group chat that I guess someone just saw the hashtag and decided to start a group chat on it. So I'm having a little fun with that. But the group's kind of going off base a little bit now. Oh, we're going to try to get some more people in here through the group chat actually real quick, and then we'll get going really. Now. Hey, it's Wes. Holy shit, it's Leviticus. For those that don't know, when I worked at the airlines for a while, I convinced everyone that my name was Leviticus Ben Watson Hayes. Oh, we're going to take my final dab before we get started, guys. I am stoked. All right, we got some better lighting. We're working on getting our lighting straight out, hopefully without blinding me. That definitely looks a little bit better. We got a little bit of shadow, but I definitely think it looks better. All right, we're gonna take our final dabs though, and we're gonna get started. We're doing a little bit of you gotta market yourself, right? So we were doing a little bit of marketing here right before the end. Oh, I'm so excited to do this. I'm really excited to see which way the board falls. We're gonna slide off camera for a dab real quick. Oh, sad no one from the my chat has dropped into YouTube chat, but you know, I'd be. Let's see. Welcome, welcome, whoever's dropping in today. We're gonna get started here in just a little bit, but. Oh man, yeah, I don't need to put anything there. Whoever is joining in, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to get started here in just a minute. We're just doing our final preparations here off camera. All right, guys, welcome in. We're about to get started here finally. That's West and Coach Evans. We got coffee. We're getting properly caffeinated already. Good stuff. That's the good shit right there. That's the good shit. Oh, I'm gonna blow my nose one more time, then we'll get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, not that really anyone's ever watching, but we still do the fan service anyway. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Darwin's Raven here on YouTube, aka D-Rave. You can call me D-Rave, Darwin, Raven, Levi. I could give two shits less what you call me. You can call me dumbass. It will never upset me. But of course, we are back again today, guys, with another episode. And today we're going to be doing our final PFF mock draft. We're going to try to do a full 7 rounds here for the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, we will be doing live NFL draft coverage tonight. We will be joined by a bunch of our friends over in the Bay Area, including No Border Sports. Brian Culp, I think, will be joining us. Corey Davis. We also have Joe Stevens of Seahawks Talk is going to be over there, one of our Seattle fans, and we might be joined by a few other people. My apologies if I forgot anyone. I don't know if Niner Sickness CG Ruthless is going to be there. Of course, also shout out to Sit to Tally Films, aka Coach. I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing some live draft coverage as well. I probably shouldn't be giving shout out to other Baltimore Raven content creators that are going to be streaming at the same time as me, but doesn't matter. Respect's respect, you know what I'm saying? But all right, let's not hold out any longer here, guys. We're all here for one reason and one reason only, right? And that's the mock draft. We're here for one reason. 0 to 1 viewers. We're going to edit the transform. I'm going to try to blow this up so you can see a little better here. Let's crop from the left. We're probably going to need at least 500 crop. Beautiful. Let's give it 500 crop from the right side of the screen. That should enhance our image. Beautiful. We probably could crop bottom to increase the size of this because we're not going to need to look deep down the draft board. Beautiful. Let's close that. That definitely looks better on my screen here. Of course, we have the Baltimore Ravens as the only team selected here in the draft. We put about a 50-50 slider on PFF board versus what we're seeing online. And with that, let's go ahead and get this mock draft started. Flying off the board. Wow. Whoa. Hold on. We got to talk about one of those picks I just saw here. So, of course, board starts as most people are predicting. Young, Stroud, Anderson, Levis, Carter. Bijan going number 6 to the Lions. What? I don't know if I buy that, guys. It's one of those ones I swear I should be wow, what a shocker pick there. Witherspoon comes off the board. Skoronski, Nolan Smith, Jackson Smith, and Jiba goes to the Eagles. That is terrifying. Devon Witherspoon take the corner out of Illinois. I mean, that's not a bad pick in the slightest, you know. He's definitely the best overall rounded corner in this draft. He can play man zone. It really just doesn't matter. Illinois had some really good secondary players this year. I think we're going to see both of their safeties also taken somewhere in this draft. And again, shout out to, I believe it's Brown, one of the safeties. He's actually from Lehigh, which is about 10 minutes up the road from me. Maybe we'll be able to get him here next year for a Run Rich Run 40 St. Jude's event, or maybe some local fundraisers for his high school and other local you know, high schools in the area that just don't have the money as some of these nicer ones. We'll just put it like that. About to drop my stream link in this YouTube or this group. We'll see how this goes. Share, copy link. We're gonna try it. It's probably a bad idea. We go put it out there, bro. It's probably a bad idea to put that in the group chat, but we selling the soul a little bit for the stream today. Try to get some viewers here for our late night coverage. We'll see if some people drop in here in just a moment. I mean, the Bijan pick at 6, guys, I really don't know about that. That is just sus AF. Like, yo, Wes, I know I'm going to regret this. Just keep it just rated R, I guess. My channel's not for children, so, you know, you can have a little bit of fun in here. I don't care too much. How you doing, Wes, by the way, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm actually, tonight when I do my live draft coverage, I'm going to be with a lot of guys from the Bay Area. Like, a lot of 49er fans, actually. Even though I know you're a Raider guy. I hate that move to Las Vegas. That broke my heart. But, all right, let's see what we got here. For any of y'all that might not know, Wes is someone I worked with in the airlines. We worked in Allentown, PA. I really enjoyed my time up there. Really great guy, by the way, and always had some really good funny memes about paramedic or EMS. Bijan at number 6, definitely the surprise pick of the draft. I mean, but weirdly, I could see the Lions doing it. Going down this board, the next real big surprise pick, Anthony Richardson goes to the Packers? What? No way. But I've seen a lot of people mocking this just for a good old laugh because they're like, how funny would it be? You know, if it happened to Aaron Rodgers, it happened to Favre, and then it happens to Love. Yeah, you know what's funny is actually me and the girlfriend, we lived out in Colorado. Wes says Vegas is appropriate for the Raiders on work all day. We were living out in Colorado, Russ, and before we had to move back here to the East Coast for work, we took one. I looked at her, I said, hey, if we don't go see like the Grand Canyon and go do all these really cool things out here on the West Coast before we leave, we are going to regret it, and it's going to be 10 times harder to get back out here to do it all. And so before we left Colorado, we did one really big trip where we went to Zion National Park, which was super cool. Stayed there for a day. Then when we drove to the Grand Canyon, we noticed that Vegas wasn't too far out of the way. And so we detoured just to drive through Vegas to just see it, a little bit. And it worked out so beautiful. Like, of course, there was incredible traffic going into Vegas, but going out of Vegas was easy. So we had no problem, like, from our side. It was from, like, the Arizona side, I think, coming into Vegas was slammed. Don't take that way if you ever have to drive it. Go around Utah. But we actually drove by Allegiant Stadium as they were starting to finish it up a little bit. I think I've got some pictures or videos on my phone somewhere. But oh my God, is that stadium beautiful. Actually, Marlon Humphrey, the Baltimore Raven corner, supposedly, I think on Twitter a while back, said something about he got finally a chance to tour the facility, and he was like, man, kind of makes me want to play there a little bit. I could definitely understand. Smart move by them. I'm very interested to see what they do in this draft. Devon Witherspoon, because I have had in one of my mock drafts, I had them when we were discussing the rumors in regards to CJ Stroud, whether it was smoke or, was there a little fire there. In one of my mock drafts, I actually had the Raiders trading up to pick number 22. Hold on, I got to get my notes out here. I've got pages and pages of notes. So when I mocked that trade, I made sure to do the appropriate math according to draft trade charts. So if Vegas was to, per se, trade up to somewhere between 2 and 4 range, it would cost them somewhere between a third, maybe a fourth and a fifth, or 2 seconds. It wouldn't even really cost them a first round to move up in that 2 to 4 range. And so in one of my mock drafts, I had them moving up to 2 and selecting CJ Stroud as their future. Anthony Richardson makes a lot of sense because Jimmy G can play for a year and Richardson might need a year to develop. I'm very interested. As a Raiders fan, what's your opinion on Anthony Richardson? Wes says, slammed coming in from Cali too. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, when I drove through Utah, by the way, Wes, that was such a beautiful drive. Now, mind you, the amount of driving I did within 1 week was absolutely insane. The entire trip, I did all the driving. My girlfriend did none of the driving. So from Colorado to Zion, Zion to Vegas to Grand Canyon, and then Grand Canyon all the way back to Colorado within a few days, basically. I think we stayed 1 night in Zion and 2 nights in the Grand Canyon. And we miss Colorado every single day. We now live in Florida. Let me say this, Florida, has its nice aspects. Not once since moving to Florida have we ever said, man, I love Florida. Not once. Every day is, I hate this state. I hate this fucking state. I hate Florida. I hate Florida. I'll say it again. I fucking hate Florida. But all right, looking down this list, again, Anthony Richardson to the Packers at 13, a huge surprise. Tyree Wilson falling all the way down the board, the edge player from Texas Tech, going number 14 to the Patriots. The Bill Belichick is literally laughing maniacally in a corner somewhere after somehow getting a player that was considered potentially a top 5 pass rusher at 14. Kind of seems like what happened last year with Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame that fell to my Baltimore Ravens at number 14. Sometimes was talked as a top 5 pick and just, fell down the. Wes says in chat, honestly, McDaniels comes from the Belichick camp. He won't draft a quarterback in the first. I mean, you're not wrong there. I like to have a joke, Wes, though. Even though the Raiders have moved, I feel like every draft, you need to make a meme about this. Every draft, the ghost of Al Davis comes back like the ghost of Christmas past. And he's always in his GM's dreams. Draft the combine star. He won't put a car 100 miles per hour into the back of another car while drunk. The ghost of Al Davis always haunts the GM of the Raiders' dreams the week before the draft. We all know it. Shout out to Espresso, the thing that keeps me going in life. Sugar, milk, espresso. That's all you need. And if you put too much milk or espresso, use a bitch. But all right, moving down this list, Myles Murphy going 15 overall to the Jets. Great pick. Dalton Kincaid going 16 to the Commanders. I mean, I know they've got faith in the Hal kid that they drafted last year, supposedly. And I mean, maybe he might be pretty good. And I get it as someone that played a little bit of tight end. A tight end is a quarterback's best friend. But, I mean, all right, Wes, while you're in here, let me give you a stat line here. Because, like I said, I've got pages and pages of notes here prepping for this draft. Your boy has been sleep deprived, waiting for this draft. And trying to figure out how to get hired on by the Baltimore Ravens scouting department. All right. So this draft class, in comparison to the 2023 draft class, I'm sorry, 2023 versus 2020 through to 2015, basically, we have margins to establish depth of position. Um, so the top three deepest positions in this draft are as follows. Edge at a +5 margin. That is huge. That means this is a deep draft at edge, one of the deepest in years. Quarterback +2. While there is only a handful of elite quarterbacks, there are a very good amount of quarterbacks that have high upside that, aren't going to be first round picks. And we went over those a little bit yesterday. And then finally, the third highest position in this draft is tight end. There's good tight end depth in this draft. And with that being said, I'm just like, I don't really know. I don't think I'd waste a first round pick on a tight end. I think there's just on some of these positions where the draft is rated a little lower marginally wise that I would rather, because it's one of those ones, just because a position is rated low on these margins does not mean that there is not an elite player or two at that position. What it might mean is, like, for instance, interior offensive lineman is rated as a -2 in this draft. Basically, the general thought was after the Florida kid comes off the board, Osiris Torrance. And then we had Voorhees, but of course everyone knows Voorhees had an injury at the combine. But it was basically those two guys, and then there's a pretty considerable fall off after that in what people consider like elite talent. And of course, we went over some of these names yesterday. There's going to be some good players there. So I'd rather use that pick on a position that might not be as deep in this draft. I feel like between second and fourth round, you're going to be able to find some really good tight ends. Wes says in chat, Al Davis equals the fastest on the field. Exactly. He loves those combine stars. That's what he used to love. Go to the combine, light it up, you get drafted by the Raiders. Wes says, my kid's team is probably looking for staff at high school level. And that's one thing, Wes, I've been talking with some guys about. I've been trying to get in here and there coaching. What's really funny is what is it? IEG, whatever the really good football academy is actually in Tampa, which is about 2 hours north of me. So like that would be like the end goal before moving like really up, but like the idea is potentially start locally somewhere around here. It's definitely a good way to get my foot in the door. I'm potentially starting school back here in the fall again, and I've actually started the process of getting my license as a sports agent here in Florida so that maybe I can do some NIL money with some college kids. Wes says that's why the Raiders dropped Waller, always injured and strong choices. Yeah, I mean, Waller came from my Ravens. A lot of people don't realize we were the ones that converted him from wide receiver to tight end. I believe he was a 6th-round pick, Darren Waller, a wide receiver. He was always in Harbaugh's doghouse. But he also did have some, a reason to be there, from my understanding, unlike some other players that I'm not sure on. But I love Waller, but just it was a funny story, Wes. My mom was playing in a money fantasy football league, and she called me for advice after the draft. She was telling me her draft, sharing with me and stuff, and she's like, "But man, I really don't have any tight ends, and I don't know I don't know a lot of these guys." So I was like, "Well, Mom, just read me your free agent list, in fantasy, and I'll see if I recognize any of these names to let you know." First name, Darren Waller, and it was, of course, Waller's first year on the Raiders. Basically all everyone knew is he came from Baltimore, and Gruden was glowing about him. And I said, Mom, I'm telling you right now, I cannot believe he is a free agent right now, like in your league. I'm like, your people don't do their research, or you don't have a deep league. I said, pick him up now. He's got serious potential number 1 upside. He'll be a good number 2 or 3 at best, though. Or in the worst case scenario. And of course, Waller went off his rookie year, or not, I shouldn't say rookie year, but his first year with the Raiders. Because, we drafted him. But yeah, she won a good bit of money off that pick. Hey, Bryant Culp, one of my 49er guys, dropping into the chat. Welcome, Bryant Culp. Wes says first round will be defense, and second and third will be filler spots where we have threats, but we need more. I definitely agree. I mean, with where you're picking to at pick number 7, like we saw in this mock draft, you ended up taking Devon Witherspoon, the cornerback out of Illinois. I mean, you can't hate the pick. Like I said, he can play everywhere on the defense secondary. So he really fills that DB hole right there, kind of. Of course, with Anderson off and Carter off the board, it makes it a lot easier choice. I'm still this number 6 pick of Bijan. I am mind blown about, like absolutely mind blown about. Oh, Wes, man, you might have some fun talking to these 49er guys. They got some opinions about Garoppolo. That's for sure. Your new QB. QB1 of the future for the Raiders. Yeah. Bryant Culp, Wes is one of my old work buddies from the airlines. I absolutely love the dude. He was so much fun just to be around and talk with every day. He grew up West Coast. He loves West Coast. If I remember right, Wes, you are hard into your West Coast rappers, so you might get along with my boys, No Border Sports, aka Ryan, and my other friend Joe Stevens of Seahawks Talk. They're big like G-Eazy kind of guys. I think wow, yeah, I don't even know, dude. I'm not the West Coast rap guy. That's y'all. Brian Culp says I will be listening. I can't comment too much. I have to be hands free. Oh, I get it, Brian. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get through this draft, but I just enjoy talking too much. Deonte Banks. Pittsburgh pulls just a shitty move. Again, no way in hell this mock draft is wrong already right there. Because no way the Pittsburgh Steelers pass on Joey Porter Jr. for Deonte Banks. I'm sorry. Deonte might be the better player. But no, that doesn't happen. Flip those picks. I guess Seattle takes my guy. Unfortunate, but I guess that's how it's going. Yep, E40. Thank you, Bryant Culp. Thank you. And yeah, Wes says he grew up in the South Bay. Yeah, I jump in. Bryant Culp and all these guys, though, there are a bunch of 49er content creators that I've been hanging out with a lot. I mean, tonight, Wes, when we do our draft coverage, I don't know if they'll be coming in for the first round, but I know, of course, later in the draft they'll be joining. We're gonna have like majority 49er fans over everything in our draft coverage panel. So if you got nothing to do and you're looking to talk some shit with about the 49ers, you could definitely have some fun in our channel. That's for sure. But yeah, no way the Steelers pass up on Joey Porter Jr., so slot him there at 17. You could probably slot maybe Deonte Banks, where at 20, the Seattle Seahawks are taking Joey Porter Jr. I don't buy it. I don't buy it in the slightest. Quentin Johnson comes off the board right before the Ravens draft at 21 to the Chargers. So the Baltimore Ravens are officially on the clock at pick number 22 of the draft. Ooh, there's no wide receiver that I really would use a first round pick on here. Let's say that. I've got 3 trade offers though. Ooh, I want to trade down here. Let's see what we got. So teams interested in the pick. I want to compare because hold on, let me check my notes here. Recently when I was doing all my draft predictions and doing my last mock draft with Joe Stevens over at Seahawk Talk, I was looking at potentially what teams might be really looking to move up in this draft, kind of. I'm trying to find my notes around it. My apologies here. Yep, Minnesota, Buffalo, and Dallas. And Buffalo's one of the teams. Indianapolis possibly looking to move up from pick 35. That's been very popular to the Baltimore Ravens. So let's see, what would... So it doesn't offer me the pick. Do I have to do the pick myself? Essentially. Bryant said tonight will be fun. Wes, I'm 6 hours in my 36, so I might drop in. Whew, 6 in a 36, bro. That's rough. You're still doing EMS work, correct, Wes? Mm, let's see here. So I guess I have to. If someone's approaching me for a pick, I would expect them to have a pick for me. It's a little frustrating, but it's whatever. Give me one moment here. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the. Hey, it's No Border dropping into the chat. Welcome, No Border Sports. This is my E40 guy. Welcome in, Ryan, aka No Border Sports. Definitely check out his channel. Definitely trying to do more of his YouTube shorts, and he's going to be part of our live draft special. He also helped us do our intro video and our thumbnails. So big shout out to No Border. The trade to Buffalo. Let's see here. Take a look at Buffalo's picks. So Buffalo sitting at a value of 680 compared to the Baltimore Ravens 780. About 100-point value. So let's see. Let me check Baltimore's draft pick values. Okay. So they will trade us the 27th pick. I'm requesting pick 130. Let's see, will it let me? Pick 91 is I think actually what I want. Yeah, 91 is actually what I want. I'm willing to give back. I mean, if they'll accept it straight up for that third, I'll take it. Let's see if they'll take it. Trade accepted, so he picked up an extra third in this draft. Let's resume the draft. So with that pick, the Buffalo Bills move up to take Broderick Jones, the tackle out of Georgia. Addison comes off the board. Lucas Van Ness comes off the board. I'm sitting at 27, and honestly, a lot of the prospects I kind of like are still on the board. I'm going to be looking to trade down again. I'm trying to acquire more picks. Baltimore only has 5 picks in this draft. We've only had less than 6 picks 2 times in franchise history. And with this being a deep edge class, deep quarterback, deep tight end, even though we don't need tight ends at all, I'm just looking to add players here. No Border Sports says, "What's up, Wes? What's up, Bryant?" No Border, by the way, Wes is one of my buddies I used to work with. He grew up in the South Bay. Um, he's a big. He grew up on the West Coast. Big. Like West Coast rapper kind of guy. I remember Wes was the very first person that schooled me on West Coast rappers when I was in Allentown, PA. But he's also a huge Raiders fan. So we like to have a little bit of fun, and he likes to talk a little bit of shit in sports. So to a lot of his boys, I put a link to this in his boys' channel or in his boys' group chat that they started today, and I was like, you know what happens happens. No Border Sports says top of the line Ryan Carlos Rossi. Bryant saying hey to Ryan. All right, so we're on the clock. Pick number 27. I'm honestly still trying to get 2 second-round picks, though. So how do I make this happen? Who's looking to trade up? Who's on my phones right now? Of course, we will never have an interdivisional trade to the Pittsburgh Steelers, so you can act like that's not there. You can act like the Browns aren't there either. Let's see. Who wants a quarterback? We've still got some quarterbacks on the board. I feel like the Commanders might be looking. Let's see. That's a little low for what I want, though. I kind of want top 40. So that leaves Eagles are not trading up. That's a lie. That's a bluff. So Cardinals, Seahawks are not going to have 3 first-round picks. There's like a unspoken rule basically about doing that. That's why they've had 3 first-round picks in the draft before, but they always trade one. It's a great strategy to keep future draft picks coming in, but you just do not sign 3 first-round draft picks in 1 year, because when they all come up on their deals, you're going to have a lot of money due at one time, and contractually structured wise, it's really hard to do. So that's not a viable pick either. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Like I said, Eagles, Steelers are not doing it. Cardinals might, but I feel they're comfortable staying where they're at. It's going to have to be someone desperate, and that's going to be the Commanders. God, I don't want to go that low, though, but I'm just going to have to accept it and be patient. So I picked 227, which has a draft value of 680, compared to Washington's 430. So that's what, a 350 difference. So we have approximate 350 draft value, but that is their second round pick. So I need someone that has 2 second round picks, but they're never going to give it up. So I'm going to have to trade back up into the second round. The question is where? I need to come away like a bandit on this trade to get the ammo. So a 350 margin would be a second round pick. So I'll make that trade, but you're going to give me your second round pick next year. And let me see, where's it at? Washington has got 16-ish. Do they have a third round pick? Going back to chat real quick. I don't know what's up with that chat. Jayco is a weird guy. Yeah, I know, Wes. I woke up this morning to an NFL draft chat to people I'd didn't know, never met. And I was like, you know what? I'm cool with it. They all seem a little weird, but, whatever. Wes says, have one wave a gun around and the other one kill someone while drunk. Worked for the Raiders. Like I said, the ghost of Al Davis haunts the GM of the Raiders' dreams the week before draft night. Let me see. Washington has a really late third. I would like to swap. Oh, no, I don't want to hit that fourth. So I want to swap our fourths. Less likely to take it, but I think I can make this work. Hey, let's go. I'm going to use that future second round pick to come back up in the round this year. Now, the thing is, can I propose another trade? I don't know if it'll let me. Pause and offer trade. How do I offer the trade? I'm still kind of... Oh, okay, I have to... Alright. You know who I want. Let's see if it'll give it to me on this basis. I doubt it will, but we're going to try this. Can I not put a second player on the board? Yeah, that's what I figured. So they want a second. And a player. I don't want to get rid of him, but... Did they take the trade? I don't know if they did. I guess not. All right, I'm just going to let it go. We'll work out the Devin Duvernay trade on its own. So pick 47, we're on the clock. Let me check these second round picks that went off the board. Like I said, 47's a little late for what I want, but I think we'll make it work. Let me see. Ooh, Hendon Hooker ends up to the Raiders with their second round pick at 38. And see, that's why I think the pick actually might have been going to the Raiders instead of them, because I could see them doing that to come up and get the 5th round option on Hendon Hooker. Oh, that would have killed me. Cam Smith comes off the board. That's a little unfortunate. Jack Campbell comes off the board. Again, a little unfortunate. Center was rushed by Seattle, but I've seen that as a popular pick. Sadly, Emmanuel Forbes comes off the board with the 2nd pick overall by the Cardinals in the 2nd round. Kind of expected. Or, I'm sorry, 3rd pick. I think, though, we've still got some really good quality players on the board. With that being said, I want to take a look at the secondary depth. Kelee Ringo, Julius Brents. Julius Brents is our guy. So fun fact, guys, when I did hold on, we're gonna cut that part while I pull it up real quick. Fun thing I did, Wes, I did a cross-reference sheet on Excel to reference basically not only the Ravens but some of my other fans' draft visits. Let's see here. So you can kind of see here. Fun fact: Julius Brents literally visited or had someone come from every freaking team. Every team, all 32. That is no joke. Check it up on Walter Football. Every team checked this kid out. I think Baltimore is absolutely ecstatic. He's on the board still right now at pick 47. Emmanuel Forbes would have been another great pick. I really like this kid right here, DJ Turner. A lot of people like Kelee Ringo. I actually have him on the bad side of a highlight reel when I was doing some of my coverage. This is where Julius Brents comes off the board for me. I've got to slow this draft down too because I want to be able to make a trade. Let's see. So that's going to be the pick, guys. Julius Brents comes off the board right here for me. I'm going to pause because I want to look at the board real quick. Potential trade targets. I think Seattle might be one. Who would trade down? The Eagles might. We've had a good relationship with the Eagles front office staff. The Bears are not going to. Let me see. We have pick 86. It needs to be an NFC team, not an AFC team, in my opinion, right now. That leaves me Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Detroit, Chicago. I'm going to make Chicago my target. No. I'm going to make it Seattle, just to spite Joe Stevens. So we're going to wait till Seattle gets to their pick. All right, Seattle, I want to pick. I won't pick 52. I'm willing to give you Washington's 2nd round pick next year. This trade is lopsided. Your team owner will veto it. What does that mean? It's too good of a pick? Interesting. This trade is lopsided. Your team owner will veto it. This trade will not be accepted. Interesting. So we're willing to give the 2nd round pick next year that we acquired from trading back. That's cool. I just want to keep all these picks intact for 2024. Jalen Hyatt came off the board. That's a little unfortunate. I kind of wanted Hyatt, but I could maybe see Miami taking the kid. That's unfortunate. I kind of wanted him. That's tough. I want to make this second round pick, though, I think, or at least move up. For all my viewers dropping in, guys, thanks for dropping in. If you haven't, let me know who your team is. Let me know already. I'm trying to figure out how I get this trade done back up into the second round using the future second that I acquired from the Washington Commanders. So what do I need to add value? Your team owner will veto it. That's why I'm just so confused, like why our team owner would veto the trade. It's a second for a second, basically. I mean, a straight swap. I don't understand why my team owner would veto it unless he was looking for a more potential pick. But I don't think, like, yeah, it's like saying they won't accept the trade for anything else. So I'm a little confused on that. I'm just going to do it, see if it accepts it. It did not. We're going to try this one more time. Your team owner will veto it. This trade will not be accepted. This trade will not be accepted. I just don't understand why my team owner would veto the pick. This trade will likely be accepted. Okay, let's take a look here. The second round pick for Washington about pick 430. Pick 54 is 360. That's 40 to 70 value, which is a high fourth, essentially. So Washington's pick should have an approximate 430 value in the future. We'll bump that down to maybe 400. Pick 54, 360. That's why I'm like, I just don't understand why it won't let me. I know my team owner will veto it. Why? I'm forcing this trade. I don't care. We get this trade done somehow. What the heck? I literally have forced trade and it's like, no. It's like the cleaning lady from Family Guy. No, I think I stay. Oh my god, what is this? Give me the second round pick. I know team will not accept it. Why? I don't understand why it has such a problem with this trade. All right, we're going to force the trade. I don't even care. Forcing the trade. We'll take a look at the board. Oh, it's too funny. Oh, looking at our wide receivers. There's a couple I like. Might be a little late now that the trades, because I think a few too many people came off our board. Let's check those, some things. Let's check the tackles that are still on the board. Okay. Interior offensive lineman. Okay. Defensive line. Okay. Edge. Yeah, sadly, a lot of our guys are off the board right now. Keanu Benton's been a very popular pick among people here. 6'4", 309, big, strong, violent hands. Oops, lost my pen. I mean, we like the kid, but I don't know. No, you go, I stay. No, you go, I stay. I know, right? Oh, honestly, the pick I wanted was right there at 51, and Jalen Hyatt. That's who I was really looking for, guys. Um, I'm a little sad now about the trade. I'm like, cause I'm looking at the board and I'm like, is there anyone I really like right now? I mean, I haven't done enough study on Keanu Benton, but I know people really do like the kid. Like, played A gap more in 2022. Played, or yeah, B gap more. Okay. So he's more of a defensive tackle than anything, with a pretty good pass rush grade. Been trending kind of up recently. See, so here's the thing. We have Matabike, we have Travis Jones, we have Broderick Washington, we have Brent Urban. We have a decent amount of D line, but like we need more, of course. But are any of these guys what I'm really looking for, size wise? Like, we need, I think, someone more that can line up as that 3-4 end, and I don't know if Benton's going to be that guy. Seemed like he primarily played inside. Um, I love this kid, but late, man, I'm really thinking. I know I just made this trade up, but I might trade back down. I kind of really wanted this kid as well, but again, he came off the board just a second before. Um, that's a tough one. Like I said, I really wanted Hyatt, who's who I wanted. Let me look at just the full big board again here one more time. Mm. See, we could use line, of course, because we lost our left guard, but we have a left guard coming in. The elite left guards are gone, but see, we could potentially use a linebacker to replace Patrick Queen in the future, but it's not the time yet. Isaiah Foskey is more of like a linebacker potentially. I don't think he could play on the edge. I mean, he played a lot over tackle, outside tackle. So again, he lined up more outside the tackle, not over the tackle. So I don't think he could really play as a 3-4 end as much, but he might be a really good outside linebacker. But again, too early to be taking linebackers because we have Odafe Owe and Ojabo. I'm really high on Chandler Zavala, but you can see he might be more of a third round guy. Yeah, at this point, I think there's a lot of really good third round guys, but a lot of these guys might start flying off the board here really soon. Oh man, I might be crazy here. Who's calling? Who's calling? Let's take a look. The Titans at 72. Let's take a look. 70-ish. I'd rather just a little higher, around 60s if I could. I don't know. I just want ammo. I like being able to draft more, I guess. What you up to, Cardinals? You gonna give me DeAndre yet? I'm giving up a second. I'm getting DeAndre. I want their third, though. The trade will not be accepted. They just don't want him, I guess. They won't take my boy Tyus either. We'll leave the player out for now. We'll go with a third 2023 pick. Oh, of course, trade will not be accepted. Trade will not be accepted. Trade acceptance right now. And again, why not? Why not? Okay, because they want more. And we'll swap these picks. So they'll trade me DeAndre and a third for my current second, a future third, and swapping what looks like our 6th-round picks. Hey, trade accepted. We just picked up DeAndre Hopkins. Let's go. Even though I think it'll work out a little differently, that I can accept that and live with it. Resume the draft. Traded up in the 2nd round to trade back. Basically getting DeAndre Hopkins for a 2nd-round pick. Kind of like that was a philosophy when our GM currently, Eric DeCosta, EDC, was talking a little bit about trading our 2nd pick away. He's like, if you really think about it, we traded a 2nd-round pick for Roquan Smith. So we drafted Roquan Smith with our 2nd-round pick. I think that's a great value. Basically just giving up a second for him. Do it every day of the week. With that on the clock, Baltimore is now on the clock with pick 66. I'm seeing lots of guys I still like on the board. Man, again, lots of guys I like still on the board. Nathaniel Tank Dell has been mocked to the Ravens quite a bit. He's really liked by guys like Steve Smith. Rashee Rice, I've seen mocked to the Ravens a good bit as well, 6'1", 204. I kind of like the kid. He's steadily improved, as you can see, from 2020 to 2022. Eventually finishing over 1,300 yards in 2022. Good ability to adjust to the ball in the air. More of a possession receiver. And he can improve on his release package, basically. I like the kid. Had 16 contested catches last fall, and after the catch, 19 broken tackles. I think this is where Baltimore takes their first wide receiver off the board. It's just a question of who it's going to be. I kind of like Marvin Mims out of Oklahoma as well. He's on one of my boards. Let's take a look at all the wide receivers because I've got quite a few guys I kind of like. Rashee Rice come off the board, or do I want Tank Dell? I think this is going to be influenced a little bit by what I saw at the Combine, and Dell had a concentration drop. So I think this is where I take Rashee Rice off the board for the Baltimore Ravens, the wide receiver from SMU. And we're going to let this keep going. Baltimore's just going to be patient all the way to pick 86. I got a good feeling in my heart someone's going to fall to us. Once we get to the Baltimore pick, we'll kind of go over some of these other picks here in the 3rd round because I haven't yet. And in the 2nd, sorry. All right, so when I traded out of the 2nd round, Keanu Benton got picked up there by the Arizona Cardinals. Kale Ringo went off the board to the Cowboys. Henley, some good linebackers. Henley and Simpson came off the board. Zach Charbonnet, whatever you want to call him. Carbonation, because he's Pops. Went to the Bengals. Darius Rush, the cornerback from USC, South Carolina, went to the Bears. Texans got their new center for the Ohio State kid, Luke Weipler. Joe Tippmann, center, went off the board from Wisconsin. Isaiah Foskey comes off the board, the edge rusher, pick 69 for the Rams. That's a good pick. The Raiders picking. Oh, this is such a Raider pick. You can't even argue it. Devon Achane, Texas A&M Aggie. Lit up the Combine. We covered him a little bit on our offensive draft special the other day. I think he had the fastest 40 out of all halfbacks. That's a Raider pick. You can't even argue it. Ooh, Tank Dell comes off the board to the Saints. Jonathan Mingo coming off the board to the Titans. They're hoping he'll be their next A.J. Brown. Sidney Brown, the safety we like out of Illinois, comes off the board to the Texans. Tucker Kraft, a tight end we were high on, South Dakota State, going to the Browns. Tyler Scott, another wide receiver we were kind of high on, coming off the board to the Colts. Ooh, Chandler Zavala, one of the guards we kind of liked, came off the board to the Lions, just ahead of us. Corey Trice, a corner we like, came off the board to the Chargers at pick 85. And Baltimore's on the clock with pick 86. Let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 picks left in this draft. Let's take a look at the board. Now, I've addressed DB. I've addressed wide receiver heavily. I don't need a tight end, so I'm looking for trench warfare at this point. I'm only looking for linemen, to be honest with you, right now. Yeah, we'll just leave the big board on. So whether they're on the O-line or the D-line. A lot of wide receivers on the board. I haven't done much film study on this Kobe Turner kid. I think someone was talking about him the other day. Short arms, it seems like. Solid seasons. I mean, had a good game against Clemson. That's something to keep an eye on. Wake Forest, Damon Deacons. I kind of like the kid, but is he the pick? Oh, we like Ujomo, but he's definitely going to be like a straight D tackle. Okay, no, he could work as a DN. I like him. I like him. His work in the run game is pure teaching tape. He needs to work on his pass rush moves, which is not something you want to hear from the Ravens, but I'm kind of leaning towards that pick. Byron Young from Tennessee's on the board, more of an actual edge rusher than anything, though. Jamie Robinson has visited a lot of teams. Ooh, Tyler Steen's on the board. 107. Oh, man, your boy's really still thinking about trading back again. Would I be crazy if I traded back again? Do I have any trade offers? I've got 2 trade offers. Ooh. The Buccaneers is too far, and I don't know if we keep doing deals with Cardinals. We already did one deal with Cardinals. There's no way we do another deal with the Cardinals. And there's no way they just want to move 10 picks up for somebody. The Buccaneers would be a realistic pick, but it might put me too far out of my range for guys I really want. I'm doing it, though. Doing it. Pick 153. So from going 86 to 153, that's a huge jump. Tampa must really want someone. So that's a 160 value going to a 29. So that's definitely probably going to cost them a future 3rd round pick. That's a difference of approximately 130 points. So yeah, at least a future 3rd round pick. I would be happy with a future 4th, but I'm going to need some extra draft this. So they're going to trade me pick 153. And I also want 175. $175 actually still doesn't cover it. No way they give me both them picks, so we'll try to take 2 picks from them here. So we'll take a future 4th. I wonder if they do. Yeah, future 4th, and then they'll give me 175 and 181. Big trade, but they're coming all the way from 153 to 86, and that's a huge jump. And I think in this deep of a draft, I'm going to have a lot of really good picks there. Let's see who they take off the board. Oh, they were coming up for Gervon Dexter Sr. I love that kid out of Florida. He's got great pass. Man, they take 2 guys off the board I like. I should have known better. I should have stayed and been confident to take the guys where I thought they should have been taken. I was like, no, they're probably too high to be taking right there. I'm killing myself, Ravenflock. Joe Stevens dropping in the chat. What up, Joe? Joe's going to be, of course, on our draft coverage tonight, and we do our Monday collabs with Joe Stevens over at Seahawks Talk. And Bryant Culp, all cool. The kids are here. How old are your kids, Bryant? Fun fact, me and my girlfriend, we've been together for quite a long time. I told this story to Corey Davis. We met each other actually as YMCA youth counselors. I was in college. I needed a little bit of money to help offset my bills for like car insurance and stuff. And someone in my public speaking class and some of my other science classes was the site director, and they were like, "Hey, I mean, if you ever," I was like, "I've never worked with kids, but you know, I'll try it out. I'll try any job once at least." And actually, I really enjoyed working with kids. She worked with 7 and under, and I worked with 7 and up, basically. Um, and I fight hard for kids, man. If you fuck with kids, bro, uh, Mr. Levi might get violent because sometimes there has to be people willing to do worse things to bad people. But no, like I had my site director, the person that got me the job, fed my kids mold, and I had some very strong words to be said about that. And let's just say, when I decided to leave and I put my 2 weeks notice in, I had a sit down meeting with the CCO because the CEO was a dick. And I explained it. After I left, the site director was cleared, the child development director was cleared, the CEO was cleared, the CCO was cleared, and yeah, they cleared house because I basically said, "Here's the deal: you're gonna fix this and change, or I'm gonna make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do." And yeah. But I'm so sad to see. I was actually eyeing Gervon Dexter Sr. I was like, man, if I could snag him at pick 91, I'd be ecstatic. Same with Tyler Steen. I was like, I'll take either of them at pick 91 and I'll be so happy. And then they both just came off the board. Oh, I hate myself for that. Jordan Battle comes off the board to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tanner McKee. Ooh, Tanner McKee, the Stanford guy, heading to the Giants to back up Dan Jones. All right, Baltimore's on the clock. I'm still looking for big men. I'm a little sad to see some of that, Gervon go. Zach Pickens is another guy I kind of like that's still on the board. I don't know where he'll be able to really play. I think he's more of a bend guy. Zach Harrison's still on the board. Got really long arms as an edge defender. Yaya's still on the board. Okay, I thought I accidentally hit draft. We like Yaya, but again, he's more of an edge defender, like actual edge, not a D end. I'm kind of looking for someone that can play that D end a little bit. I like Zach Harrison, but he just never actually like really stood out like he was supposed to. I don't know if it's a coaching thing or like, what. Ooh, Braden Daniels is on the clock here. I kind of like Braden. Braden might be able to move around a little bit. If I remember correctly, he could also potentially play a little guard. Ooh, there's a lot of good players here. I'm really high on this Nick Saldiveri kid. I think it's one of those ones that we kind of already have a developmental tackle, so I'm looking for someone that can slide potentially inside. I'm really leaning towards Ojomo here as the pick, and I think that's going to be the pick, guys. I'm going to stay because it was between, in my opinion, for me, it was between him and Gervon Dexter. And, I just missed Gervon, so I'm not going to miss out on this kid. I kind of like him. I think he can bully people with a pass rush. Ooh, Zach Pickens comes off the board. I bet you they were looking at him. All right, so we're going to be patient. I'm not touching anything till 118. All the cool people, Levi is here. Brian said, all the cool kids are here. Yeah, Levi ain't the brightest. Man, I will admit, though, when Wes knew me, I was still so young, guys. I was a young brat. I'll put it like that. I was not the professional I was or had the education that I had. All right, pick number 118, Baltimore Ravens are back on the clock. Ozzy and EDC have worked some draft day magic. I might have made too many trades, but we'll see here. looking for some offensive line help. I'm very comfortable at this point taking Andrew Voorhees at this pick. Yes, he had the injury. He's going to be out for a year, but I think he was one of the better two guards in this draft. Man, it's kind of hard here between Braden Daniels and Voorhees because, like, you know, I don't know, though. I like Braden. Voorhees is going to need a year, though. But look at that zone grade. Like, I think I'm comfortable waiting a year for Voorhees here, and I take Voorhees off the board. It was so sad to see his injury at the combine. I'm ecstatic to be able to pick him up in the 4th round, to be honest with you. I definitely could have addressed maybe one of the edge rushers at that position, but I'm really hoping I'm going to find some guys here on the board here. Actually, I'm going to pause. I'm going to try to trade up. I just got a feeling. So we're going to look at the Chicago Bears. I won't pick 136. I'm going to give them 153. Let's check our trade value chart. 136 and 153, correct? Yes. 153 has a value of 29. 136 has a value of 38. If we give them 181, that's a value of 17.8, which should cover the difference. So let's give them 181. They will likely accept. And they didn't though. Oh, because I hit resume. No wonder. Duh. I think I did that earlier. All right. Thankfully, no one comes off the board that I'm really looking at right now. Oh, Braden Daniels and Bradford are still on the clock. Got Keandre Coburn, another guy I like, more of a defensive tackle, nose tackle. We're not really looking for that. I'm looking more at my edge. So let's go look at the edge position here, see if some of these guys are still. Abdullah did pretty well at the combine. I don't know if he's going to be much of a linebacker, or an edge player, but Isaiah landed pretty well. It looks like I missed out on some of the edge rushers that I really wanted. I think this guy is someone we covered the other day, has some serious potential. Ramirez. Phelps lit up the combine as a really strong guy. I think he had a little trouble in drills, but he's just a bigger guy. Looked very explosive though. Wes says his facial hair has gone white. We're old as fuck. I know you can't really see it, or maybe you can. I'm starting to get some gray here in the front side of my beard. So I'm going like this red, blonde, gray. I kind of dig it though. I'm not going to lie. There's still a couple here guys on the board looking this over. I'm kind of glad I traded up though. This is going to be tough. I like Phelps, but I got this feeling about Ramirez and Abdullah. We'll take a look at Abdullah again. Yeah, he's a little small. He flat out knows how to rush the passer. And that's what I heard. He's very instinctive, and the Ravens love that. And I think it might be a little early, but I'm going to have faith again that that's my guy. We're taking Jose Ramirez, the edge rusher out of Eastern Michigan. Baltimore kind of likes these guys that have a lot of, show a lot of production, even if they're on smaller. There was some really good offensive line on the board still. I'm a little sad about that. There goes Abdullah and Coburn off the board. There goes Braden Daniels off the board. Sad to watch those guys go, but we're going to be patient and wait here for our last pick at last 3 picks. Baltimore coming up on the clock at 168. Ooh, okay. Keith Mitchell's on the board. John Gaines. Ooh, Gerard Clark. Ooh, there's some good players still on the board here. Ronnie Phelps or Lonnie Phelps is still on the board. Oh, there's our boy Stetson. Is it time to take Stetson off the board? Not yet. Not yet. We're going to take him in 6. We're going to take him in the 6 if we can. Ooh, Dante Stills is on the board. I kind of like Dante. We highlighted him a little bit yesterday, as well as Jake Andrews. Cam Jones looked good at the combine. There's some good offensive linemen still here on the board. Ooh, Jalen Redmond's on the board still, actually. I like this kid, too. Okay. Do I go and take a guy that could start this year at guard? Or do I go get another lineman? Ooh, this is tough. I think I need another lineman. No. Kind of leaning towards Jason Taylor the second. We featured him a little bit the other day as a safety. Can play a little bit of everything. Of course, related to the late Jason Taylor. This is tough. Let me check my wide receivers on the board here. Okay. I see one of the later guys I want on the board still. Running back's been mocked to us a good bit here, but because you can never have enough running backs, and Keaton Mitchell's pretty nice with it. I'm going to hope, though, maybe we can find something later there. I already took Voorhees, but I mean, I don't know. You can never bring enough offensive linemen in. Ooh, I like D Winners later. Man, I think that's where I take John Gaines off the board. Now, here's a guy. Oh, this is tough, guys. There's absolutely no reason to be trading right now. Let me see. I got a guy that can play D-line, D-edge. I've got an edge player. I've got a corner. I've got basically 2 wide receivers with DeAndre and my draft pick. Where do I want to fill out the rest of this roster? I don't really need tight ends. There's not any wide receivers toward the top of my overall board. We're pretty good at safety with our Darius Washington and Geno Stone backing up Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams. You can never have enough corners. I mean, let's see, are there any corners I'm really in love with right here? Luter's been looked at a little bit. Got a CCU kid on the board. No guys I'm super in love with. I've seen a lot of people high on this guy. And we're hoping that Pepe and Jalen Armour can step up. So maybe because safety kind of is high here. Oops. I didn't know you could select multiple positions by drag and dropping like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Jason Taylor's an enticing pick. But I think I'm going to let the board decide this. And I'm kind of leaning towards offensive line. I think Gaines is just kind of hard to pass up a little bit. He fell down draft boards, if I'm not mistaken, though. Let's check his trends. high at one point, and then it's been dropping. Let me check the tackles and guards. Yeah, I'm letting that be dictated. We're picking up another interior lineman, John Gaines II, who can immediately compete in our offensive line competition. Baltimore back on the clock with pick 175, and I'm loving it. Let me see here. Did my other boy get taken? Gerard Clark just got taken off the board by the Raiders. Damn you, Raiders. But it's one of those ones you can never have enough edge players, and we will always bring in more edge. With that being said, we're bringing in the edge rusher, Lonnie Phelps from Kansas. I like the dude. And we're going to continue here. We're going to pause the draft, though, because we have pick 199, which is what, a 7th? No, that's a late 6th. I want to move up to the top of the 6th if I can. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this with the Bucks. I'll trade you pick 199 bucks. You give me pick 179. I will give you also a future 6 offer trade. We got it, and everyone knows probably who I'm picking here. He's our future backup quarterback, and that's going to be Stetson Bennett. I kind of really would like another pick in the 7th. We'll see if I can maybe make something happen here. And then we'll review the draft, basically, for each team. Oh, Ryan Hayes came off the board. I like that pick. Oh, watching some of these players go that I really like that were still on the board is killing me inside. We're still going through the 6th. I can't make a pick till the 7th at least. I'm going to make a pick somewhere in the 7th. I'm going to trade somehow. Because there's just too many good players I want. All right, we're going to stop the trade on the LA Rams. We're going to try to take pick 223 from them for a future 7th. And, Prochet. Not that I really want to trade Prochet, but again, crowded wide receiver room at this point. Baltimore is on the clock. Ooh, one of my favorite halfbacks is still on the board. See, okay, so let's see who's left on the board that I really do like. MJ Anderson, the edge rusher from Iowa State's got some good potential, let's be honest. One of my favorite halfbacks is still on the board. Evan Hull from Northwestern for later guys. Ronnie Bell, who made some great catches in Michigan on the board. Isaiah Land, who showed up at the combine. A little of a smaller guy, though. D. Winters is still on the board. That might be my pick. I think that's going to be my pick. Let me see. Positions I have not addressed. We're going to go running back. We're going to look at more corners. We're always going to look at edge. And we're going to look at linebacker. Of course, it just did. All of them. See, I like Ronnie Bell. I like Hasselwood. I think Hasselwood might be an undrafted rookie free agent, though. Let's take a look at our tackle prospects. Yeah, I lost out on Steen, sadly. So, corners. I've seen a little bit of hype about this kid, Alex Austin from Oregon State. Probably just because right there, 6'1", 195, got some good measurables. Looks like he played mostly a corner position. Or, I'm sorry, out of the slot. Yeah, really, man, this is tough because I want Evan Hull, but I really want D. Winters as well, and I'm just going to have to make a pick here. And, man, I really like this kid. And I know he's going to go any minute. God, but I think Winters might be Patrick Queen's replacement. I'm going with Winters. I'm excited to bring that BYU kid or TCU kid. I'm sorry, over. And with that, I'm going to speed up the rest of this draft. I'd love to have another pick, but I feel like I've already made too many picks for the Ravens. So with that, we're going to let this finish up, and we'll get our official mock done. Analyzing my draft. We'll see how PFF grades my draft. I don't think it'll go favorably, but we shall see. All right. Gave me a B for the trade. Gave me only a C plus for the pick of Brents. Gave me a B for my trade with Washington. Did not give me a grade because I forced the trade. Gave me a B plus for my pick of Rashee Rice. No trade for the Hopkins trade. It gave me some bad picks, bad grades here. A lot of C's I'm seeing. So I guess they didn't like my picks, but I guess we will see, right? I'm gonna download that. Let's take a look at the full results. I wish I could sort by the teams. So, since I've got the 49ers in here, Brian Culp, let's go take a look at what y'all did, potentially, with those third-round picks in this mock. In this mock draft, the 49ers ended up selecting Wanya Morris, tackle out of Oklahoma, Kendre Miller, halfback. And again, you can tell this mock's not going to be right because they took back-to-back halfbacks. They took Kendre Miller out of TCU, followed by Tanks Bigsby out of Auburn. Yeah, right, my guys. That doesn't happen. That's why I would much rather have, be able to get, a full amount of people in here to do these mocks. Because that's not going to happen. That's Garbo. Will not happen, but we shall see, right? Let me see. Raiders, after the first round, took Hendon Hooker. In the second round, third round, ended up with Devon Achane, halfback, which, again, totally could see that happening. Then they took Luke Schoonmaker, tight end out of Michigan. Again, really good pick with their compensatory third-round pick. Kobe Turner, defensive lineman out of Wake Forest with their first fourth-round pick. That's a solid pick. Do they have a comp fourth? Nope. Fifth-round pick, a tackle Carter Warren out of Pittsburgh. Honestly, the Raiders look like they made some good picks in this mock draft. They took Gerard Clark, the D-line out of CCU. My boy Chanticleer right before. Again, really good pick. That would be kind of funny, back-to-back halfbacks in the third. No way it happens, but if it does somehow, which again never would. I've got it here first, but and then Raiders. Do they have another pick that year? Oh yeah, Rashad Torrance. Raiders made some good picks in this mock, to be honest with you. If I had anyone else in here. Let's see who Seattle took. So Seattle took, of course, I think Jalen. Then they took Joey Porter Jr., which would be Deonte Banks in that case. Let's see. Second round, they went and got John Michael Schmitz, the center out of Minnesota, which they've been high on. They lose that on Jack Campbell. My boy Joe Stevens would be angry. With the second pick, they go get an edge player. I don't know if that would be what really happens there. Third round, Isaiah McGuire, another edge player. Again, I don't see that happening. Again, that's why I sometimes hate these mock drafts. But how many picks did I make the Ravens have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 picks. That's not bad draft class. That's one more than the average. So, or 2 more. I'm sorry. No, it is 1 more. Yeah, because most people have comp picks. Yeah, honestly, I thought it was good. And man, I know PFF doesn't have my mock draft here graded highly, but I don't care. I thought I came in with a lot of really good players. I addressed our corner. I addressed our wide receiver room. I addressed a 3-4 end. I addressed 2 edge rushers for depth. I brought in a future guard as well as a starting potential guard. I brought in our backup quarterback, and I brought up in a linebacker to back up and groom under Patrick Queen. I think I really addressed a lot on our team. Maybe we need a little more tackle depth, but hopefully, if we can find a new starting guard and not have McCary step up, and hopefully he can just continue to be our backup swing tackle between right and left, or play you say basically anywhere along the line. Um, I don't know why people be mad with that, but I'm gonna put that on Twitter real quick. Yep, seems my mock is popular, but I don't know. I think all right, we putting the tweet out. Looking over my thing again here. overall grade, a B minus. We'll see. But all right, guys, I'm gonna kill the stream for today until we do get back with live NFL draft coverage tonight. Thank you for everyone for dropping in. Wes, Brian Culp, Joe Stevens, Ryan over at No Border Sports. Big shout out to all y'all for dropping in and chatting with me today. Definitely make sure you come back and watch us live tonight. We'll be